Okay, here we are once again, America. I'm updating a video I did 2 years ago. As I said, I went under open heart surgery where they had to open me up. It was a very long surgery. It was a very dangerous surgery because they had to replace my main valve, my mitral valve, triple bypass. It was a very dangerous surgery. And during that surgery, I was visited by our Creator. And I did a video 2 years ago saying that I met with our Creator and He explained things to me and He gave me things to bring back to the people of the world. This is not just a United States message or anything. This is for the human race. And I did the video explaining what our Creator expected from all of us and how things work with our Creator and us. And since then, 2 years have passed now. So many of the things that I said in that video are coming out to be. The world in the last 2 years have got so chaotic and so out of control. Many people are suffering. Millions of people around the world, hundreds of millions, are suffering. And God explained to me. I refer to him as God because that's what I was raised Catholic. I believe in God. And I'm going to continue my faith. In the other video I said, this is not about what faith you follow, what religion you follow, or don't follow. If you listen to that message, you would understand. This is about what you do as a human being on this planet. That's why people say, well, why would God let children die such a horrible death? Or why would God let tragedy happen in one place but create a miracle in another place? Like I said in the other video, it was explained to me. He doesn't interfere with us in any way. His greatest gift to us was free will. We decide on what happens in this planet. We come up with all these different things. The only thing God left behind was a guideline. He left commandments. And if you follow these guidelines, you will live a much more better life and everything. But whether you believe, don't believe, whether you believe in one religion or another, in the end, it's all not going to matter. You will be judged by God or our Creator on what you did as a person while you were on this planet. I'm sorry for that, but where I am, I'm out in the sticks, I guess you would say, and we get quads out here and dune buggies and everything. Sorry about that. What I've watched over the last 2 years happen is totally incredible. And like I said, God intervenes in only one way. When our world becomes so destructive and so chaotic that we are on the verge of destroying ourselves and what we know and what we've come to know the world to be like, it's totally different now. And only then, when he feels that we are on the brink of destroying everything that we come to know, will he try to step in to let us know that if we don't stop and take a breath and start thinking about what's going on and start doing what's right, then we're going to pay the ultimate price in the end. It doesn't matter whether you're rich, you're poor, in between, white, black, Hispanic, whatever. You were all created equally in front of his eyes. And you will be judged by him, whether you want to or not. You don't have to believe that. But if you live a good life and you do the right things, you don't even have to follow so much the commandments, but you do have to lead a good and productive life and try to treat people right. I know it's hard. I have spent my whole life doing nothing but helping people. There are thousands of people that would probably recognize me as somebody who stopped and helped them, because I go way out of my way, go way above the call of whatever duty would be called. to make sure that person gets whatever help they need and stay with them until it's completed and done and finished to where everything's good. Sometimes this costs me money. Sometimes this costs me time. It doesn't matter. It's that I'm out there trying to help other people who can't either help themselves or are having trouble. And I've done this my entire life. It's just a calling I felt, to be there and help people. And no matter how many times I've been burnt, and no matter how many times I've been disrespected, and how many times I've actually gotten in trouble in the process of trying to help people because they get caught up in the middle of it, and they think I'm involved until, of course, all said and done, and they realize I just stopped to help somebody. I'm not involved with the situation. And maybe a guy beating up on a woman or a couple of guys in a fight, and me stop to stop it, and the cops pull up, and they don't know who's who, and they grab everybody, And then eventually that gets straightened out. I've been beat with nightsticks trying to help people. I wasn't mad at the cops. When they pulled up, there was a major thing going on, and they got out, and people were fighting with them, and they just started hitting everybody trying to stop it, and they didn't realize I was actually on their side trying to help them, and even though I was trying to say that, but I've got beaten with nightsticks. I've been cuffed, thrown on the ground to where my face was smashed against the ground, and then after it was all said and done, they realized what was going on. They stopped, and talked to the people and found out in some of these cases, I had to wait till it got to court. I was arrested with the people. And then when it got to court, the case was dismissed against me or thrown out because I actually had nothing to do with it. And the judge would apologize that I had to go through, and I told him, it's all part of what I do. What am I going, my attorney thinks I'm nuts. I've spent a ton of money with my attorney going to court to fight these cases, just to say I'm innocent. And I was not part of that. I was somebody who passed by, seen it, stopped, got out, and tried to lend a hand. And I'm not holding the cops responsible. They don't know what's going on. And not happy about it, but eventually the police commissioner of Philadelphia gave me a Honorary Police ID for Philadelphia and a badge. And now, if I'm doing something, because after so many cases of this, he realized I wasn't going to stop and everything, and he felt bad that I was, getting beat up or getting arrested and spending nights in jail, until I get out, and had to pay lawyers. And he heard about this through friends of his, and he told me, here, I'm going to give you a regular police ID and everything and a badge. And this way, if you're involved with something like that, when they pull up, you can get that out, show it to them, and that will stop them at least and let them listen to you. And it has. Ever since I've had the ID, I've had much less trouble now because when I'm helping people, they pull up, I show them the ID and tell them, when they see it's from the commissioner's office, of course, then they let me at least explain it, and then they realize I'm not involved. I was actually trying to help out. There's been many cases where I've stopped and got out and helped cops themselves, and then I don't have to explain that. Well, when you get out and you're helping a cop, you don't have to explain that you're helping them. You can say it, and of course, you can thank them. Well, this is when I'm helping other people. I've stopped rapes. I've stopped women being beaten up. It goes. The list goes on and on and on and on. But this isn't about me. This is just trying to give you a little understanding of what I'm about. And I'm worried because everything that God talked to me about and everything that I was explained and shown is all coming to be. In the last 2 years, it couldn't have been any truer. Just please, this subject needs to come to the top of all conversations with TV and news and radio. This is something that has to be talked about seriously. Now, I'm not laughing at the UFO thing because I think there's always a great possibility that there could be people on other planets just like we're here. But they'll do all these UFO things and have all these people on to talk about this and that and the other. But yet, this is gaining no traction. And I said in the other video, I understand that the people were too primitive in cultures before us to understand what God was trying to do when other empires were falling down. They didn't have the knowledge we have. They didn't see what we see. I mean, today we live in a totally different world than the people who lived before us. And I said in that video, we're smart enough to understand this now. But I'm actually realizing that maybe we're too primitive to understand and grasp the value of what this means. Because nobody's doing nothing about it. Nobody's listening to it. I said many times, why am I being the one picked to bring this message? There are so many more people better than me and qualified than me that can get this message out there. All I can do is what I'm doing here. And nothing has happened so far. And I feel like I'm letting our Creator down, my God down. And that I feel bad for. But I'm not going to question it because I'm sure He has His reasons, or He knows what. I mean, I have to have faith in Him 100%. I always did. I always will. So please, if you hear this, pass it on. People have to understand that we are headed, we're already there. I said this 2 years ago. We're going to be headed towards some really, really bad times, and things are going to escalate. You didn't show me any end time or doomsday scenario. We are the doomsday scenario. We're controlling what happens with that. And what God wanted was for me to tell people that we need to stop and take a breath and think about what we're doing and talk about this, that all religions are equally right. They can believe in whatever they want. We shouldn't fight with other religions over what they believe and don't believe and what we believe and do believe. Because in the end, that's not going to be what affects you in front of your God or your Creator. You're going to stand in front of Him is as a single person for what you've done yourself. And yet, one of the things I said in the video that upset God so much was He never meant for so many people to die in the name of God or in the name of religion. This torments Him terribly. It was supposed to be a good thing, not a bad thing. So please, pass this on. Try to help out. And let's get this out to the forefront of conversations, because if we don't start talking about religion and how everybody can be free to do what they want and everything and stop all this craziness, we will be headed to doomsday. Thank you. God bless you, whatever you believe in, and may you and your family always be protected. And I hope things go well for you. Thank you for watching, and please, 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 pass this on.